Hello everybody, today's episode, we're taking it easy. What is happening everybody? My name is Sean and today I want to talk about game difficulty. Game difficulty has came up again in the world of video games due to the release of Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, first time. And it just brought back nostalgia for me of the Dark Souls series and getting to the Tauros demon, and he clearly wanting to live more than I did, and he is probably still on top of that tower or wherever he is, and I'm playing Cat Quest. And look, I know there's probably people out there that have done a better job of getting their point across, but I still want to put my opinion out there on the internet, the lovely internet, just to be creative, I guess, kind of. So yeah, let's get started. Today's episode, 3 pillars of difficulty. Pillar number 1, gatekeeping. There's really much more you can say about gatekeeping. It's just still there. You know, as a pillar, it doesn't hold anything up. It's not tall enough, but just there in the way. But this idea that there are casual games and there's hardcore games still boggles my mind, because I mean, you can play any game casually, you can play any game hardcore. You know, if you want to get your Nokia 3310 and just use your nose to play Snake, I mean, try getting to 1,000,000 points that way. That would be pretty hardcore, right? And this idea that there's casual gamers and there's hardcore gamers, and if you play this kind of game and you don't play that kind of game, that determines whether you're a gamer or not. And it's just, by the way, the term gamer, that's another video, that's a word that needs to go away. But the problem mostly with gatekeeping is that we tend to lose community. You know, we tend to stick to our own islands. We don't learn from each other. We don't learn as a community together. And everyone has a story to tell. And you know, it's just so many things boggle my mind about it when I hear people talk about like Assassin's Creed being casual and Nintendo being casual, and it's just a little bit of me dies inside when I hear it. But you know, after playing some strenuous game like Dark Souls or Sekiro or whatever you're into, you know, it's nice to go back and just play Lego Star-Lord and listen to Mr. Blue Sky and shoot bad guys. And if you are writing comments like this pastime isn't for you, you know, get good and stuff like that, like go play Nintendo, I mean, come on man, just relax. They're pumping money into an industry that you love. They are helping to keep your industry from going under, right? I mean, they're just as much a part. Their money is as good as yours. When they buy a game, you know, they support the sequel that you want. So yeah, chillax. Pillar number 2, accessibility. I think it's important to keep accessibility away from difficulty as a conversation, because accessibility is something else entirely. People that are looking for accessibility, most of the time they probably don't want to make the game easier, they just want to be able to play it in their own way. And that's down to the work of people like Able Gamers and Special Effects, who are doing great work there. And you know, one of the first times I've ever experienced something like accessibility was Spider-Man on the PS1, where you had kid mode, and you know, calling the kid mode kind of sells it short of it, to be honest. Instead of having to press the R2 button, you could just press the X button twice, essentially being a double jump, and he'd throw out a web and you could just swing around that way, which makes the game a lot easier, especially if you can't grip the controller. Then you would have been able to play it on a flat surface, which is great. And I think a lot more games could, you know, maybe look into that. Even small stuff like that could help people experience the game in their own way. And just even like looking at games now, like even on the Switch, instead of having to hold the controller to play Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, if you could just grab your one of your Joy-Cons mark the buttons to just to have it on one controller. Take a smarter man than me to do it, but it's still something you could look into, and hopefully you can get more people playing games. And finally, pillar 3, but video games are art. Video games are art, I truly do believe that, but at the same time, I have a hard time just putting it into the same category as a book or a movie or music. Video games have managed to bring all those things together to form its own sort of Voltron, and by doing so, have kind of changed the game a bit. Before games, movies and music and stories were very linear, right? There wasn't an aspect of skill involved, but now with games there is, and yeah, that kind of goes against kind of what art is to me. Art is what you can perceive from someone else's creation, and when you add the element of skill, that takes that away from that piece of art. So if you are a dev, sure, I can see how it would be frustrating for someone to come to you and say, this game is too hard, I want you to make it easier. But I think it's also important to remember that art should be experienced, and sure, it's not the way that you want them to experience it, but it's an experience they will have in their own way. I think that is the true meaning of art as a creator, when you create something and people can pull their own interpretations from your art. I think that is the true goal of any art, is to be widely looked at. And if that means that you have to put an easier difficulty in your game, I think that's worth it. Anyways, that is the show for this week. Thank you very much for watching. If you're wondering why the clothes change, it's because of lost footage for some reason. Don't know where it went, but here it ran as soon as I got the chance. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this. This is a start. I realize this is bad, but it is a start at least. We're down here, and the only way is up. Gotta believe the only way is up. Anywho, thank you for getting this far. You got this far. Obviously you got this far if you're still watching this. But yeah, thank you very much for watching again. I will be back here next week, Premiere Pro willing. And yeah, we'll chat to you later.